Luffy, Straw Hat Pirate Luffy, the man who's worth 500 million berries, and his bounty is, yes, some people want him dead or alive. The main character of the series known as One Piece that has been going on for 20 long years. Yes, One Piece has been going on for 20 long years, and to say goodbye to Luffy would be kind of crazy. Let's be honest here. We all think of Luffy. We're never going to say goodbye to Luffy. Luffy's that staple to One Piece. When I think of One Piece, the first character I think about is Monkey D. Luffy. But I want to say something. Luffy, to become Pirate King, he's gonna have to overcome a lot of situations where death faces him. Death is staring him in the face. And we've seen already in the story, there's been multiple occasions where Luffy seems like he's almost about to die, and then something happens that saves him. These close calls are getting me thinking, what if? One of the first close calls I remember in the story was the All-Long Park walk, the All-Long Park arc. I'm not too sure. I just call it All-Long arc, Nami's arc, because when Luffy got thrown underwater because he had on his, I think someone weighing him down. I think it was cement. I think it was the wall that he put in his leg that was weighing him down. All-Long threw him in the water and he was stuck there, and they had to stretch his neck and they had to try to get him out there. It was crazy. Sanji's the one who eventually got him out there, but it was very crazy stuff, and it was a very near-death situation. Luffy being a person who has eaten the devil fruit, of course he can't swim, so that was a very scary situation for Luffy. But I think one of the most famous ones for Luffy almost dying is Luffy versus Crocodile Part 1, when Crocodile hooks him and he's just bleeding. And I'll be honest here, that was a very important moment for Luffy actually overcoming Crocodile, because we know that Luffy then grabbed Crocodile with the water and he actually knew Crocodile's weakness, but Luffy got wrecked and he would not survive unless Nico Robin came out of nowhere and saved him. Miss All Sunday, so she came clutch. But I gotta bring up Luffy versus Crocodile Part 2, because even after all that situation of Part 1, Part 2, he almost gets sucked in, like all his water in his body is out. He's pretty much shriveled up, dried up, and he's lucky that he spit out a huge water, because that water came back and saved his life. Yo, I'm telling you guys right now, yo, everybody get your hydrated up, because water can save your life, as Luffy just showcased in Part 2 of Crocodile versus Luffy. And another situation revolving around Crocodile, the last fight where Luffy actually destroys Crocodile. He beats him, but Luffy gets poisoned by Crocodile. You know, Crocodile was a big pest for Luffy. A lot of near-death situations when it comes to Crocodile, and the poison was again cured because of the help of Nico Robin. You know, Nico Robin came clutch in Alabasta. She definitely came clutch. I remember a situation in Skypiea where Luffy was fighting, and now there's really not that much near-death situations for Luffy in Skypiea. We know he did get eaten by a snake, but Luffy, he gets out of those situations. But I remember one moment where Luffy jumps into the huge, I think it was called Ryugu ball. I'm not too sure what it was actually called, but it was a huge lightning ball of cloud, and Luffy just comes in there and he just goes crazy. Even Nami's like, "What are you doing, Luffy? You can't survive that." And he just starts gatling it and storming it, and it's all completely gone after because of his devil fruit ability, his rubber. So I definitely feel like Luffy in Skypiea, that was his most near-death situation. Aokiji, the man who's known as the coolest man. He pretty much, I was trying to make a reference to his devil fruit being in the ice fruit. But yeah, Aokiji versus Luffy, terrible joke. Aokiji versus Luffy, that was a very crazy situation for Nico Robin and Luffy, because Luffy got frozen, and then Aokiji did a head fake, yo. He acted like he broke Luffy, and then he really didn't break Luffy because of Garp, Luffy's grandfather. He knows that I gotta pay a debt to his grandfather, so I will let him survive. But I definitely feel like Luffy was a close call. An admiral freezing you, your life about to be in shambles. We saw what happened to Jaguar D. Saul. So yeah, very scary situation for Luffy. Now let's get to the gears. Yes, gears are these gears are very scary when it comes to Luffy, because Gear second in Annie's lobby, we seen when he was fighting Lucci, what he did. Even I think it was Lucci's like, "Yo, you are pretty much going to the fullest with this, pumping up your own blood. That can be good for your health." And we seen that what happened. Luffy's health, he couldn't even move after that fight. He was immovable. The Mary had to come. Robin had to help him. Very crazy stuff. Gear 2, when he first saw it, very straining on his body. But in the next arc, Luffy combines Gear 2 and Gear 3. I'm like, what? And this is the same arc where he took 100 shadows in his body, the Nightmare Luffy arc, Thriller Bark. So he combines Gear 2 and Gear 3. He takes 100 shadows in his body, Nightmare Luffy, and yeah, Zoro came clutch by taking all his pain, because the next morning he was feeling alright, he was feeling amazing. But if he stayed with that pain, he would have been just like Zoro, still feeling it in Sabaody maybe, who knows. But definitely a lucky situation for Monkey D. Luffy. Another near-death situation, but really wasn't a near-death, more like a scare situation for the fans, the community, was when Kuma sent him flying. Yeah, Kuma sent his ass flying, just like every other Straw Hat Pirate. And I remember the episode ended off like the destruction of the Straw Hat Pirates. I'm like, okay, this is a hype deal. The Straw Hat Pirates are actually taken out. But actually, it was just Kuma sending him on a vacation to an island full of ladies. Yeah, Kuma is the real MVP for Luffy. Honestly, this actually was, I think, the biggest scare. Magellan poisoning him, because when Magellan poisoned him, it was pretty much Magellan saying, you're dead, you're not gonna get up after this. And then we go to the whole situation of Bon Clay saving his life, and Conqueror's hacking and all that. But then Ivanka was a true MVP, because Ivanka he took a lot of, I don't even know what to call Ivanka, but Ivanka took a lot of Luffy's years off his lifespan. But what Ivanka did, all that pain, well, Ivanka's like, I only helped him, I only started it, he's the only reason why he survived. His will to live. That just shows you how badly Luffy wanted to save Ace. Luffy has a very crazy will. We've seen this as a kid when Garp threw him into the forest, and it was very impressive in Impel Down when he actually came out of that alive. Case in point, Marineford, another crazy situation where Ivanka actually takes more years off of Luffy's lifespan with the hormones thing that gets him more energy. We also seen that Akainu scarred him going through Jinbei and then Luffy's chest. Yeah, Luffy was pretty much screwed after that. Law came, every time I'm telling you guys, there's always someone who comes clutch for Luffy, and Law was one of the people that came clutch for Luffy in that near-death situation. And post-time skip, yes, even post-time skip, Luffy has been faced with near-death situations. Fishman Island, Luffy versus Noah, Luffy versus Hody. The aftermath of that, we see Luffy losing blood, and Jinbei actually does a blood sharing, which all the other fishmen are like, oh, we don't want to do it because we're a little scared. But Jinbei didn't care, He didn't care about the whole law. Fishmen can't be giving humans blood. He's like, I'm a pirate, I don't give a crap about the law, and he gave Luffy blood. And ever since that moment, I'm like, Jinbei has to join the crew. People don't like Jinbei, but I'm like, he shared blood with my boy Luffy, Jinbei is the real MVP. At this moment, Zoro was very pissed off at Luffy when Caesar took the oxygen of Luffy, pretty much knocking him out. Very crazy stuff. And Zoro was like, what the hell, Luffy, you got taken out by Caesar? Like, Zoro was very angry about the situation. But I feel like Caesar's love fruit was a very unique love fruit in which a lot of people, even Zoro in that situation, would have got knocked out, because that taking oxygen away from a character, unless you are I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what to say here. You're not surviving without oxygen. And Gear 4th Luffy. Yes, Gear 4th Luffy, the strain on his body. Even Rayleigh said it during the time skip. This is too much on your body, Luffy. You gotta find some other way. We know that he loses his haki for 10 minutes. And we saw, Law was like, he's using too much haki. And he needed a couple of days of rest. He couldn't even say goodbye to his older brother he hasn't seen for years. About, I think, 10 years, Sabo. So we know Gear 4th was definitely one of the most straining attacks. And that's definitely gonna haunt him in the future. Like I said, all these things will come back to haunt Luffy. And you're probably thinking, why am I just bringing up moments where he's almost about to die? And a lot of people probably left this video, but the reason why I bring up these moments is because I feel like, Luffy will get some sort of it might be a disease, it might be a sickness, it might be his body finally telling him that he's been through the ringer and he can't last. But yeah, he's been taking a lot of damage, and even like Goldie Roger, he had a sickness and disease and he couldn't complete what he wanted to complete. Luffy's gonna get something at the end of the story. Why would Oda keep on bringing this situation where Luffy gets put in the ringer and he's just putting his body on the line and he keeps on getting wrecked? The thing is, Luffy has to finish what Roger started, so I don't think Luffy's gonna die the same way as Roger, where Luffy just dies after he becomes Pirate King. There's still a huge war after Luffy becomes Pirate King. There's a lot of things he has to do to save the world, as we know the world is definitely suffering through the world government's evil reign. So I feel like Chopper completing his dream will actually save Luffy if he gets to the most near-death situation of his whole entire life. I feel like if he has an incurable disease of some sort, Chopper might be the one to save it, because we know Chopper's dream is to cure all diseases, and Luffy, his captain, having that, I feel like Chopper is gonna do it. It's gonna do something that Crocus couldn't do with Goldie Roger. Chopper's gonna do it with Luffy, and Chopper's gonna make a name for himself as the greatest doctor like this. I remember a panel back in the way back in, I think it was the Kokiyoshi Arc Village, Usopp's arc, where Captain Kuro in that situation there with Kaya, Usopp is like telling his mother as a flashback as a kid that there's a medicine that can cure all diseases, because we know his mother was sick, and legendary medicine. And we know Usopp was just lying just to help his mother feel better, but Usopp lies recently have been coming true, so this is very spooky. This is very eerie, because this could be foreshadowing to a cure for anyone who has an incurable disease in the future, which most likely might be Luffy. Now, personally, like I said, I don't see Luffy dying the same way as Gold Dude Roger, because I feel like he has to finish what Gold Dude Roger didn't. And I feel like Luffy's gonna say goodbye the only way he can say goodbye, by giving up his Straw Hat. We know he's Straw Hat Pirate Luffy, and I don't feel like Shanks is gonna make it to the end. People get angry when I say this, but I just don't feel it right now. And who can he give Straw Hat to? Maybe Shanks' son, because we know Shanks has a son with Makino. This is fact. It's confirmed by Oda. Let's be honest here. It's confirmed by Oda. And I personally feel like he's gonna disappear, yo. He's not gonna die, but he's gonna disappear. He's gonna be like a wanderer. He's gonna follow a new dream, a new adventure. Just like Shanks. You know, Shanks always going on to the West Blue, to the South Blue, to the North Blue, to the East Blue. Luffy's gonna do something like that, where he's just not gonna be around, yo. He's gonna be somewhere that you won't know. He's gonna be kind of disappearing, yo. He might even go to space, to the moon. Who knows? But I feel like Luffy will not die as soon as he becomes Pirate King. And we're gonna see a goodbye from Luffy, but it's gonna be different than him dying. And this is just a video I want to talk about, because I know Luffy's my favorite character, and I've been thinking, how is Luffy gonna leave this series? Is he gonna die, or is he gonna leave it on his own path and actually surviving? Who knows? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Do you think Luffy's gonna die, or do you think Luffy's gonna leave and just gonna disappear? Who knows? But people say Luffy's gonna start a family with Nami or Boa Hancock. I'm not too sure.